So, I always get people asking me, it's like, James, why don't you not do, like, threads from, like, other boards from time to time? I'm like, why, yes. Why not? And, so this thread's from Poll, so I've only scanned it. I really don't know.
So we might have to...
Yeah, there's a good chance we're probably... I don't know how much of this we're going to get cut out.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of this is going to be usable. But I think it's kind of interesting. And honestly, I've got enough stories to tell of workplace horror stories. And Megan's got plenty of workplace horror stories to tell as well. So...
Let's just get into it.
Let's see what happens. And like, if anyone that's actually worked like a normal job for any amount of time can tell you there's some mental people out there, and the worst thing is you have like skills bad enough, but see one of your you need money. You have to see these absolute crazy people all the time. Yeah, it's not fun. Not gonna lie. So let's jump into this. Right, wait to the end. We'll tell our own ones at the end of this thread. Yeah.
So workplace horror story. Work at bookstore for 2 years, 7 months. Only meal there. Constantly being called to fill other people's shifts for bullcrap reasons. I can't say it at the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
Co-worker routinely comes to house demanding I fill her shift on only day off.
Wait, she goes to your house?
She goes to your house?
Oh, what's that?
James is dropping shit.
Don't.
Only person doing real work in the store is me. Same co-worker as before tracks me and wife down while out at dinner and begs me to come in and fill for her.
No!
What?
No!
What?
No!
Same constant drama and bullshit from same fat bike over and over. Wife begs me to quit. Same co-worker tries to get me to come in on day off my wife's grandfather's funeral.
No, Jesus Christ.
My other co-workers eat and nap or play on their phones. Manager is fat.
Okay, we're gonna have to cut that.
It all comes to a head finally, and I tell the fat bee off.
Look, it's the start of the video. We'll be able to swear like soon, okay, guys? It's just how YouTube works, okay? You have to like avoid the first like 5 minutes, and then you can work away.
Yeah. Corporate finally steps in and tells her and the manager that what they're doing is illegal, and they are worried I might sue them. Rather than stop, they both quit. Corporate hires another woman as manager. Her new hires are another uppity bike and socially awkward moron and literal midget.
I mean, it is a bookstore, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Finally quit freak show job and find something better with a meal box.
Honestly, I'm just going to be straight up. I think I've only ever had... I've never had like a female main boss, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but you've had female supervisors, managers.
I've had like female managers from like other departments that kind of stick their nose in.
No, you had that one. Remember your one?
Yeah, but she technically she was restaurant. She wasn't kitchen, but she liked to think that she was
manager.
She liked to think that she was head of both of it, even though that wasn't how it worked at all.
Yeah,
and she liked to think of herself as Look, we'll save them stories for the end. All right, guys. We'll indulge you guys, and if you guys have any of your own, I would definitely love to.
This is your time to run.
This is your time to land, and I would love to do this as our video. You know what I mean? If you guys have the posts, we'll definitely do this.
Never had a female boss, but I'll do a few. Work in department of medium-sized company. Secretary has poster of some Latin hunk in shorts in her cubicle. Whatever, I don't care. I put up Cindy Crawford in a bikini as my computer wallpaper. She files a complaint with HR about it. Have to change wallpaper to something plain. What?
See, this is the thing. You get that all the time in jobs. Absolute and utter hypocrisy. And the thing is, see, the worst of the worst are, see the managers, they like to sit on their breaks with the HR manager and just like to have their coffee, and then you like to because their jobs are so fucking meaningless. All they do is just go like, oh my god, they're the worst.
I know.
If any, like, the amount of times I got sent to HR working in the kitchen, you have no idea how hard it is to get sent to HR when you work in a kitchen. Trust me, my jokes were very spicy.
After that, I pretended to be nice to her, but would occasionally greet her with negs like, "You look tired," etc., just to watch her get all sour pissed about it.
Yeah. Oh, the best. Oh, no, okay, I'll tell you one of my ones I got revenge on. So this one we were just talking about, her office was in the back beside the toilets. I remember I took the smelliest shit ever, and I left all the doors open. And then, not even 5 minutes later, I was like putting something away, and I could smell like excessive amounts of like perfume had been sprayed. It's small victories are counting.
So you take revenge on me every day then?
Yeah, well, you know.
Because your shit's like bombs.
Look, this video's not about that. Let's continue, right?
Job as salesman. Have contact lists generated from business cards received at trade show. Attempt contact with this woman whose job is to deal with new business. I have to let her know who we are and what we do. No response from phone calls, emails, etc. Would attempt contact once a month just to tick the box. Finally, text her cell, because her cell number is on the business card. Hello X, are you in the office? Who dis? I'm Y with company XYZ. Do you have a minute? Oh my god, you're so rude. Take me off your list. Bitch, your cell is on her goddamn business card. If you don't want people to message you on it for business related shit, don't put it on your fucking card.
Yeah, well, you know what? I've kind of got that, like, so I've been working with the printers recently, and the guy put his mobile on his business card, but I really
I know, I'm like that.
I don't want.
I'll ring like a
I'll ring in the
landline.
office, no sweat.
Yeah.
And I'll send emails, but like
I don't want to ring.
But
it's
very gladly
probably it's more likely a work phone.
Yeah,
but,
I know, but I don't like.
I don't like ringing mobile phone numbers if they're on business cards. I'm like, no, it's too.
And
personal.
you don't like, especially you don't know if it's their day off or whatever.
It's too personal.
You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
like that.
I don't know. I don't like doing that personally. If any of you guys have had to do it, I don't know. It's just something I'm like, ugh.
Work security in bumfuck nowhere, Kansas, out in the country. Easy as fuck job, basically paid to read books and work on hobbies because the worst thing you'll run into is a skunk. For some reason, new hire often struggles with this much freedom while still making money. One hire starts to find places off camera and breaking things. What?
Wait, what do they do?
This causes issues for functions of the facility. Spend weeks of increased patrols and paperwork trying to catch someone sabotaging the place. Studying footage reveals these off-camera trips by said officer, and following them from afar discover their antics. Report to client and corporate of security company. Culprit employee cries transphobia.
What?
And their vandalism was how they coped with El Rape and depression. Leads to months of client reviews of our service. What? Ended up dropping the contract, and now I work in a bank where I still don't have much to do, but I'm in a suit now. Seriously though, the contract for the pay was great. Worked security for over 10 years, and I've been in some dangerous and lethal situations. Even been shot once, and I can't understand these ADHD kids ruining it for everyone.
What's your issue? Like, see, that's the thing. Like, one of my friends, so he does something like this. He does security.
Yeah.
And honest to God,
he doesn't do anything.
He's literally there. He works in a warehouse overnight, and he just goes into the office and bits up his laptop and watches Netflix all night.
Because he sends pictures and stuff with his feet in the desk, and he's like, anybody watching us?
Yeah, like,
what are you doing? He's like, I'm working. I was like, no, you're not.
No, but the thing is, so he's only there for like insurance purposes.
Yeah.
Like, no one's ever going to rob this sort of warehouse. They don't hold anything of like big value.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? And it's not the type of stuff that could be stolen and sold on easily at that. So it's like the most ridiculous
security job ever.
And
it's literally for insurance purposes.
That's it. And he just sits there and does nothing.
Yeah.
And it's
and the pay is like,
it's pretty solid.
It's solid.
Well, it's night shift, but like, he says like, nah, it's sweet. You know what I mean? You can go to sleep if you want. Like, it's actually not an issue. Of course, he says if anything does actually kick off someday, he's absolutely. But he even said like, they said like, honestly, you can't really do anything.
Just let them take it.
Yeah, just honestly, you can't do anything. Just let them take it. That's the best you can really do in the situation. You know what I mean? Come to think of it, actually, I remember one. This happened in, I can't say the name of the place, but a couple of my friends worked in it was like a small football club bar of sorts.
Yeah.
It was really small, but the place kept getting robbed, and I mean, like, it just kept happening. And he said that the manager had really bad PTSD because of it, because like it would happen like all the time. I mean all the time, and like they would go in and like they would tie them up and like put them in like the deep freeze and stuff. You know what I mean? But you can't put someone in the deep freeze.
Jesus Christ.
Pretty brutal. He said like the guy had really bad PTSD over it all.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is fucking ASMR channel now. You know what's pretty fucking based? Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties.
All the titties.
Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of
sci-fi gothic?
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We add a lot.
We got a lot.
Look, we've got big brains. We add shit. But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed, what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. And today's lucky winner is this guy. Well done! Well done! To claim your prize, just send an email to neckbeardia@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the video. Work in Naughty's store for 2 years.
I refuse to believe anyone that browses Pole worked in a naughty store for 2 years.
I know. Entire time resist fucking lonely women, sluts and strippers. Don't even watch porn. I just don't give a shit what people do as long as it's not bothersome. Meet lots of cool people. Not all are degenerates. Some bang silly cards or whatever. Never miss a shift. Always cover shifts. Work doubles. Fat T comes in. Can't say the word. They are banned for theft. Tell them to get the fuck out. They won't leave, call cops and wait while T yells at me. Cops show up, T sees them. T rushes me, step aside and lean in with the elbow. T goes down hard.
Hey, well done, you played yourself.
Yeah. Cop arrests T. Notice T is all fucked up or something. Puts me in the car for safekeeping to sort shit out. 2 felonies dished out to me for using unnecessary force and intimidation. Felony assault plus some. Intent to deliberately cause injury felony. Public defender ruined me. My life's destroyed. Wife gone. Kids gone. One elbow, all it took. 180 days in county. 5 years minus 180 days suspended. Registered as violent offender. I'm sure you... Do you not have like security?
They're not gonna have security at a greasy naughty store.
I suppose, but like
they're not gonna have security.
Jesus Christ,
that's ridiculous. There's no. You know what? The world's that crazy that I honestly wouldn't be shocked if this was true, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean on, honestly, just because of how bad the world has got. I'm gonna lean on this is probably true because I've heard worse stories, honestly, and that's absolutely appalling.
Work in retirement home. I'm one of maybe 5 men working in the whole place, in all levels from janitor to owner.
That's pretty true for most
retirement homes.
Like when it comes to it, I know one person that one of my friends has a car, and he actually is really into it. He actually enjoys his job.
I'm surprised.
I don't know how, but he's like, you were a car for years. Well, we'll talk about that at the end.
Nurses just hang out at nurse station and play on their phones and listen to music. Not even through headphones.
No, you need to do the TikTok dance.
Yes, nurses do the TikTok dance.
Why don't we? Like, we're all going to become COVID nurses, right? And we're all gonna do our dances.
Do any like British people watching remember that cringy thing that we did when we used to stand outside on a Thursday night and clap for the NHS? Remember how cringe that was?
Yeah, that was pretty horrible, man, I'm not gonna lie. But no, you gotta do your dances. Was TikTok a thing 2017?
No.
Was it not?
Musically was.
Was Musically?
And then TikTok took over Musically.
When did TikTok start? Like 2018?
19, I think it really started, and then 2020 it really took off with COVID.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
So they listen to music not even through headphones. We'll ignore patient calls. We'll only go if they ring a 3rd time. We'll ignore patients asking for help when they walk by rooms, pretend they don't hear them. Had to listen to a man call for help for 10 minutes. Told one of the... Yeah, to fucking do something, and she just walked down to his room and shut the door and said, well, I can't hear anything, so he must not need help. Ugh, this is why I hate nursing homes so much.
Honestly, like, tell some of the... Well, we'll do this one first, and then you tell some of the stories.
They constantly shit-talk patients, will happily make fun of patients who can't talk in front of their faces. Got fired for helping and talking to patients because it's not part of my job. I lost faith in hope and humanity there. Don't fucking leave your parents or grandparents in a nursing home ever if you can help it. Imagine lying in a bed all day, every day, only getting up when some snarky young fucker shoves you in a wheelchair to force feed you shitty cafeteria food or half-heartedly wash you. It's inhumane. It's disgusting. It's awful. All they ever talk about, if they can talk, is their family. Alzheimer's or not, they all ask about family. Where's my family? I haven't seen my grandkids in years. When am I getting a visit? My daughter said she'd visit. I've never seen my grandchildren. Why don't I get any visitors? I would rather kill myself than living in a nursing home. I'd rather go to jail than living in a nursing home. Yeah,
honestly. Megan, tell some stories.
Well, I never worked in a nursing home. I worked in care.
So you would drive about people that were just before nursing home?
Yeah, basically.
People
or
that
it was
would
palliative
still...
care, like let's say they got home they basically got home to die. So I would go in and care for them, and I would care for, it ranged really from elderly people to young kids with disabilities,
Yeah.
young kids with like autism, Down syndrome, stuff like that.
This is where when Megan used to wear the uniform, we would go out for lunch sometimes, and I would get out of the car and like drag my leg, go ooh. Megan hated it.
I hated it. But like, you know, some of the people who I worked with, just they couldn't give a shit.
No.
They just couldn't give a shit in the end.
Then what was the office like?
In the office, they couldn't give a shit. They don't realise, like, that's on my sheet. Like, that's if I went into a call and
the client
it was
X,
15
Y, and Z.
it was 15 minutes. It was 15-minute medication call, and all I was there was to give them their medication and walk out. 15 minutes. That's how long the call took. Sometimes I would be there for 40 minutes because I'm the only person that person sees all day.
Yeah.
And I'll sit down with them, make them a cup of tea, and sit and have a chat, because what
They're
harm
lonely.
does that take? They're lonely, and they're sitting there, and maybe like their sons or their daughters are working and they're away, or they live in England and they don't see their grandkids, and they're literally there all day, every day, 24/7, 365 days a year.
Yeah.
And I remember one Christmas, I was out working in the morning, and there was a wee old woman I went to who her husband had just died about 3 weeks before that. Her children all lived in England, and she'd never met her grandkids, and she was in this house all by herself, and she had a 15-minute call, and I sat for an hour and 15 minutes and sat with her. I made her lunch, and I sat and had a talk with her, and I got told off so much. I was nearly put on suspension for that.
Yeah.
I was like, it's Christmas Day.
Deal with it pretty
It's
much.
Christmas Day. I'm going to sit and talk to her.
Yeah.
And we sat and we watched half of some shitty movie
Yeah.
that was on, and we were talking about the movie, and I was showing her pictures, and I was showing her wee things and talking away to her, and she loved it. She absolutely loved it.
Honestly, that job was absolutely appalling though. Like, you didn't get paid for half of it.
No.
Constantly split shifts. You're only getting paid for the calls. So, like, you know, if you're only in for whatever, they would try and do you out of that. Driving to places, they didn't cover half of the cost of petrol. It was a ridiculous job.
It was
it
horrendous.
was actually,
Horrendous.
it was one of the worst jobs I've
Carers don't get paid enough, and
Well, there's no money in it, you see.
There's no money.
There's no money in
money.
looking after old people.
I know.
You know what
I
I
know.
mean? That's the simple fact of the matter. You know
that's
what I
why
mean?
we're doing what we're doing at the minute.
Yeah, well, like, we'll give you guys an
Well-
update video and you'll find out.
Yeah, but
you
that's
know?
why we're doing it at the minute, because I wouldn't put anybody in
Yeah.
any care, and I wouldn't have anybody come into my family
Yeah.
and care for them, because I don't trust anybody but my family
Yeah.
to care for my family,
Pretty
because I've
much.
been there and I've seen it.
Yeah, I think, honestly, working in care definitely opens people's...
Don't get me wrong, it's so rewarding, but it's
It's full of horrible people, and
Yeah.
also there's a lot of people that... There's so many people that end up... Like, for instance, with your job, there was so many people that end up getting the job just because they have a driver's license.
yeah, that was it.
And-
They didn't care for what they were going in to do.
Like, if you had a driver's license, there you go.
Or all they
Here's
done was
uniform.
bitch about the clients all day, but because the clients were nasty or they were like angry towards them, it's like, well, you know, they sit there alone, and like, yeah, they're going to be angry. They're going to, you know, people go through a range of emotions, and you're the only people that see all day. So if they're going to take it out, they're going to take it out on someone. Like,
Yeah.
sit and bitch about them.
Sadly.
Like they're 97 or
Yeah.
something, and yeah, they're going to have a bad day.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, do you ever have a good day in your 90s?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
Yeah, you have days that, like, you just stop getting better. You
I
know what I
know.
mean? So, will I give a few of my own, or do you want to keep going? We're at 90 minutes. I really like this thread. I want to go back to this.
Yeah, well, we'll do one more.
We'll do one more, and then I'll tell some stories about my work, will I?
Working lab. One of the best people in my group gets transferred to another team. I'm given a SJW in return. She's been there for a year, same as me, but was hired in at 2 levels higher than me due to experience. Makes nearly double my pay. Bitches when we talk about stopping at Chick-fil-A after work because my homophobic donation. Bitches when we talk about Spider-Man Homecoming because supposedly, according to her, everyone in the world is tired of white Peter Parker. Bitches when we talk about Transformers because Mark Wahlberg beat up a Vietnamese guy in the past. Bitches.
Oh, why? Yeah, I forgot about
Remember
that. Yeah, Marky Mark and the Funky. Imagine getting your head kicked in by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Honestly, you would kick your fucking though. You seen him?
He is pretty big, like, but I don't know. I don't know. He isn't convincingly hard. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Bitches when ideas talking about Lord of the Flies, the book, saying the author intended the book to be a lesson about white privilege and that poor black kids would have worked out better on the island.
Alright, okay. That's an interesting take.
Office morale gets worse and worse over time. Can't discuss anything without getting lectured about social justice. Bring this stuff up to bosses. They say they'll talk to her but can't do much else. One of the bosses, that's my bro, tells me they're scared of disciplining her in case she would retaliate legally. She needs to really fuck up for anything to happen. Constantly asks me for help on anything she does. I'm handling stuff she can't manage to understand the stuff I'm working on, and as I mentioned, she makes significantly more than me. One day she asked me a question that is incredibly basic, implying she never understood it since she started. But informed my boss, it goes higher up the chain. Turns out the thing she was asking me about was associated with multiple client complaints on stuff she worked on. Gets fired 2 days later. Gets replaced with cool new person we get to teach stuff to. All happened in about 4 months' time. I thought people like her were a meme, but holy shit, these people are insane.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. I've met one person like that, and I don't think it's one of those ones I honestly couldn't even talk to you guys about it on YouTube, because it would probably be down as hate speech or something. I'm not even joking. I also couldn't tell you half of that specific one story. Yeah, that era of my life, let's say. Okay, so I'll tell you my ones. So, I worked in a hotel for, how long was it? About 7 years?
Yeah.
I started there when I was 17, and I left when I was like 24, maybe?
24, 25?
Yeah, 24, 25-ish. So originally I worked in the kitchen, and then the bar down the hill was short on staff, and I went down to cover, and it was actually really sweet. Like, it was a much easier job.
Easier kitchen.
Well, it wasn't an easier kitchen. You had to do everything. See, that was the problem up in the main one. It was just everyone, like, just barely did anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was just really hard. So even if you were working hard, you never got anywhere, because
and you never seen the benefit of it.
No, because if you worked hard at one point, then you would go back, it would just get...
Yeah.
It was really hard.
Yeah.
Whereas, what I really liked about working down there was, you saw your work at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, the place was actually in good condition
at
the end of the day, and especially when it comes to, like, a cleaning job, and you guys that have worked a cleaning job, it's very hard mentally, just because you're doing the same task again and again and again. And you never really... It feels like you're never actually achieving anything.
Anywhere, because whenever you start, you might end at like 11:30 at night, you come in at like 9 in the morning, and it's a shit show again.
Yeah, because the chefs have just been throwing everything about
everywhere for prep.
Oh, it's horrible. Anyway, so really liked working down there, but you know, I've had quite a few managers in my time that see, I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'll say her name. It doesn't matter. It was years ago.
We'll say a fake name.
Okay, let's say C.
C.
We'll just call her C.
Yeah.
So C, frankly, she was a cheeky bitch. She was like mid-40s, no wife, no husband, no kids, proper spinster type.
Yeah.
She liked to think of herself as incredibly posh and well-to-do, even though she was incredibly trashy at the same time. Have you ever met those people that are like incredibly poor, but like but she went to Cheltenham, like, you know, to the horse racing, and like, you know, she would wear all the dresses and all that type of stuff. Yeah, you know, all that, but like, she was incredibly trashy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and she spoke with this weird accent from time to time, even though she was from here. And it's like, why you like this? You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know, she just didn't like us for whatever reason. Maybe it's because my jokes were funny. You know what I mean? One of the problems I ran in...
She just really did take like a vendetta out against you.
Yeah, she really did. Like, honestly, I was like, what's your fucking issue? You know what I think it started from? So, my mum also worked for the same company, so she did, and something happened one day. She ended up, she worked there for like maybe 15 years or so, and she walked out or whatever, and ever since then they were like let's... And
C was really chummy with HR.
Yeah, so this is where it gets
HR bitches must have been mouthing off about his mum to her, and then he's like, then she says, oh, so that's her son. Oh, okay.
Well, you know what I mean. So anyway, so
remember she told you off one time because I came to pick you up and I was in the car park late at night waiting for you.
It was something like that. Yeah,
I was like, I'm here to pick him up.
Yeah, that was a really weird one. But then again, like, you know what the thing is. Again, she's in her 40s.
It was like during the winter, and I didn't want you coming back in the scooter.
It's one of those ones. Woman in her 40s, no husband, no kids, all she does is work in a shitty fucking restaurant manager job. I'm going to assume her life is very fulfilling. Yeah. Let's just put it like that. She's one of those women. Yeah. You know what I mean? She must be very happy with her.
Like
with her lot in life.
Level 9,000 in Candy Crush.
Yes. That's exactly what
she goes to the artisan cafe because she likes to think she's posh.
Yeah, or
she only buys a Malteser square.
Yeah. Yeah, you know this type of woman. Anyway, so there was one day we arranged cover anyway. It was I was getting a day off for what I wasn't getting a day off. I was working the hours. I was working my contract.
Yeah.
But I was getting like a day off. We worked it around, so I covered like a couple like a load of extra hours that week, and then so I was actually working more than my contract.
Yeah.
So I was, but I was getting a specific day off. I can't remember what that day was about anyway. So anyway, I had the day off, and they were like, "Oh, you didn't have the day?" I was like, "Yeah, but I was covered." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, "Yeah, but your name was on the Luda." It's like, "Yeah,
but it's covered for you. Somebody's in working it."
There was a guy in there. He's doing the job. I covered him, but yeah, you never complained about him though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I covered for him the day before.
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck about that, so they were only specifically targeting.
His name was on the list.
Anyway,
you covered it.
So I ended up having a meeting with HR, so I did, and they were trying to get me to like say stuff. They were like,
I said to James, I said to him, go in and record it on your phone.
Oh yeah, I recorded it. I wish I still had the copy of
Go in and record it on your phone, like just the audio
on my phone,
so I can hear it and see what they're saying, and then I'll give you a retaliation back.
Yeah, so I kept it recording on my phone, and that definitely, I'm telling you guys right now, so if you ever...
Maybe illegal, but do it.
If you ever have to go to HR, record your fucking HR meetings.
Yeah.
I am telling you that right now. That is no word of a lie. Do it. It'll save your skin multiple times over, and no one has to know anything about it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so they were trying to be all weird about it. Anyway, they ended up shouting at us at the end of the interview because I wasn't saying what they wanted me to say. They were trying to get me...
They were trying to coerce them into saying what they wanted.
Yeah, exactly. They were trying to make me say something, and then once I'd say something, then they could hit me with whatever, but I wasn't falling for that bullshit. Yeah. And they kept getting really worked up, and it came to the point where I was like, I honestly think the only reason why I'm here is because of what's going on with Mom, and they went fucking...
Yeah, shit, they went, no, it's not actually, just get out. Just go.
I don't have time for this.
And you went,
alright, okay.
See you later.
So anyway, about a week later, they're like, yeah, James, you're like, suspended with pay. I was like, sweet. You know what I mean? So I got suspended with pay, and then what I did that week was, I'm not even joking, I was doing YouTube a wee bit at the time, but I was only doing like one video a week, but it was picking up a lot of steam, and the channel was doing actually really, really well. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this out. So I spent every day, I made a video, and back then it took me ages to actually make a video. So I did actually have to spend the entire day editing the video. Like, oh god, I was horrible at it, and the quality was horrible. But people seemed to enjoy it, and it did help the channel pick up steam, and it showed that, you know what, well, I wasn't making minimum wage on YouTube at the time, but I was making like maybe like 50 quid under minimum wage. I made from that week. I was like, here.
I'm nearly making what I'm making at the minute.
You know what I mean? So,
and then whenever he went back, then you got pulled into HR again because they tried to say that he was smoking.
Oh yeah, they
drugs.
Yeah, they said I was smoking green out the back. I smoke
weed out the back, and Tim's like, no, I smoke rolling. I literally smoke rolling tobacco. But I was
ask any of the other ones in there. I don't like smoking green.
And they pulled him in. I was like, no, you were smoking drugs, and Jim's like, I wasn't.
No, I wasn't.
And then he got suspended again, and then you never went back.
Yeah, I just lapped that job altogether. So I did. Honestly, they did me the best favor though. The way they went about it actually made.
And then you went to another place for a while.
Oh, that. And then I ran into a person that was. Well, I can't even talk about that because that would be considered a hate crime or something like that if I explained that situation. It was.
But massive SJW.
Yeah, giga SJW.
Yeah.
And the what got me the most was.
Bitch.
What got me the most was this job was in fucking East Belfast. Incredibly, like, okay, like everyone knows, working in a kitchen, the guys are kind of rough. You know what I mean? Everyone knows working in a kitchen. The guys are kind of brutal. They're kind of rough. They're kind of crude. You know what I mean? There's dirty jokes, all that type of stuff.
Fast paced.
You know, it's fast paced.
No, like nothing's going to hurt you.
Yeah, exactly.
Off your shoulder because it's just the way kitchens are.
Exactly. This place that I went to was the biggest load of silence you'd ever meet in your time. It was really bad.
Yeah.
It was actually the most depressing kitchen I've ever worked in. That's one thing about working in kitchens. You can't say.
And then James near squared up to was it the head chef?
No, it wasn't the head chef. It was one of the. I squared up to the old fella. The guy was in his 50s, but he was actually like, I'm not even joking. I wasn't ready to.
He was looking to start a fight.
He was looking at,
and James walked up to him, squared up with his fists ready. And he's like, "Do you want to start?"
I'm not even joking. I poked my finger right in his face, like, "What the fuck are you gonna do about it?" Like, I have
and
not.
That was the day James walked out.
Well, like I haven't.
He phoned me. He's like, "I've just walked out of work," and I was like, "Look,
I am.
Just leave it."
No, the thing is, I've been in a lot of stressful situations in work. I've never done that before. I've never turned around to a chef and actually be ready to batter them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've never actually gotten into a physical altercation, but that guy was being genuinely nasty.
Yeah.
Like, he was being really, really nasty and underhanded, and he was trying to...
For no reason.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that got me. I tried to be nice to him the entire time, and he was just being a nasty wee bitch. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It was one of those ones. Like, I think that's where we're going to end it. If you guys have your own stories, we could talk about this stuff all day.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this thread, actually.
Yes,
I like talking
really
about this type of stuff. And, if you guys have any of your own stories, definitely we'll vent and mix them in, because we've all been in them situations. You know what I mean? We've all been in situations where you really want to like cause physical pain to your manager, or to your employees, or vice versa, or whatever. Because it's people that you have to be around. It's like, Anyway, look, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it's kind of lengthy.
Probably going to be my last video of the week.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah,
Garb will be on the rest of the week.
So this will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with Megan, and then Thursday, Friday with Garb go.
Just for the meantime, until we get like the computers and all moved over, guys, and then we'll be able to work better.
I think you know what we should do. See, once we get the PCs moved over, I might do. We should just do like we live stream some night and just explain the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We can just we'll sort that out whenever the time comes. But that's me for the rest.
Alright, well, bar shorts anyway.
Oh yeah, you'll see me in the shorts.
Right, anyway, look, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Leave your comments. I want to know about them. Tell me your woes.
Bye.